It's not Thursday. I am thankful. Well, I can't really. I decided to do it this way so you can see where I am. I'm at the Detroit River, the Ambassador Bridge. That's Canada behind me, y'all. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Detroit. For March, absolutely gorgeous. So, these kids out here is crowded. And this is Riverside Park, which was renovated a couple years ago. It was different before. And it was one of my favorite spots to come through by the river. But, and there's also the new park, which I do come to sometimes. And I thought about coming to when I came down here, but I hope y'all can hear me because it's so windy. I tested it, and I believe these earbuds and this mic does do pretty good at kind of like cutting out the wind. It's so crowded out here, but it's so beautiful. It is a gorgeous day. And so after work, I've been, like I said, going for walks. And usually I go to the track by my house or I come out here to the riverfront. And usually it's getting towards sunset. And as long as it's not snow, it's not too bad to be out here. So that's what I have been doing. But with the daylight savings, the sun's going to set a little later. So I thought, like, with the weather being so great, I thought, I'll go for a walk by my house at the track. Then I'll handle some stuff around the house. And then just come down to the river. And, watch the sunset. Because, to the west, where you see, I don't know if you can see the new Gordie Howe Bridge. To the west that way is where the sun sets. And then a little bit to the east, you got the Ambassador Bridge. And then, you got this, downtown. Like I said, Canada is right behind me. But that was my thought. So I hit the road, and something is like, maybe you should just go to the river. I'm like, nah, I might have to use the restroom. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to walk on the concrete. It's going to be so crowded. And that was another thing. I'm like, it's going to be crowded. It's going to be crowded. I don't want to go down there while it's just crowded. Because it's like freaking gorgeous. And you get that longer daylight because, we changed the clocks. We sprung ahead, right? And so I'm heading home. And I'm on the lodge. And instead of getting up where I live, the Holy Spirit was like, just go downtown. Oh my God. And I said, oh, you see these kids, they're going down this hill on their little motorbikes, little dirt pump bikes or mopeds, whatever you call it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to listen to the Holy Spirit. Let me just go on down here. I'm like, but I can't stay down there all night, so I'm just not going to catch the sunset. I'm just going down here to see what the Holy Spirit is saying. And the whole time I'm telling myself, if it's too crowded, I'm going home. And I'm going back to the track. So I get off. I get to the area where the new park is. Oh, I keep forgetting the name of that park. It's brand new. Just opened in October last year. It's got the basketball courts. It's got the little pond area. It's right off the water. It's a huge park. Huge park. And the park is so... I'm going to put a link to it in the description. So if you watch this, you can see it. And that's usually one of my go-tos, at least so far this winter. And so I get off and then I turn down the street where you can park, and there is no parking. The street is jam-packed. And I'm like, it's too crowded. And I'm looking at all the people, and it's, again, gorgeous day. And usually I feel so excited as I get close to the water, but like, it's just too crowded. One parking spot opened up, but a part of me just didn't want to stay anyway. So I passed it, because I would have to turn around, so I passed it. And I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm going home. The Holy Spirit said no. So I turn on Fort and I start heading towards Grand Boulevard to come to Riverside. And I'm like, I know it'll probably be some spots. It's going to be crowded too, but it'll probably be some spots. And I remember the last time I was here, I saw the parking lot that's new, because again, it's new. And my first time being here at Riverside Park was just a couple weeks ago. I used to come here a lot, like when I had a car years ago, like before it was. I used to come here before it changed, before it was fixed up and stuff. So the last time I was here, I saw this park lot, like behind the hill. You walk up this hill to the furthest end, west end of Riverside Park, and it's one parking spot. But it's so much construction, and the roads over here are so raggedy and old. Like West Jefferson is not really a road, and you would have to be over here and frequent this little area to understand that. Because West Jefferson, right by the post office, is still a road, but right after that, like right after that brand new park over there, it's not a road. And it say it is, it has a sign. It's dirt. It's worse than the alley. Like, enter at your own risk. Nobody's really driving down it, right? And so a lot of the streets over here is like that. And when you get to Riverside Park, it's still like that. Even though, again, it's fixed up and there's still these roads over here. So when I was here, I could not tell how these cars got to this particular parking lot. So when I was leaving, I'm like, I'm going to figure it out for next time, just in case I come and it's crowded and it's too much parking. So I'm leaving, and I look, and there's a street. I look it up on GPS, and it's like a street that seemed like it would get to it, but that street was so beat up and under construction, I couldn't turn down it. So I'm like, you know what, next time. And that was a couple weeks ago. So today, as I'm coming towards Riverside Park, the Holy Spirit was like, find that parking lot. I'm like, all right. Let me pull up my phone. And the Holy Spirit's like, don't use your phone. And I'm like, why? And I felt him dealing with me about kind of wanting to know ahead of time and being afraid to try. Especially in a... You have to come over here to know what I'm talking about. I think it's a street named Swain, and it's another street, too. One of them is the street that has the construction, and it's just blocks that I saw a couple weeks ago. So the Holy Spirit's like, I'm going to get you to it. It's clearly accessible. It's not some secret magical parking lot. You was curious last time for this exact reason. Let's get the answer to your curiosity. So I'm like, all right. So I passed the street that I tried to turn down last time. I make a left on the immediate next street. It's construction, but it looks like it's open. Again, this is like an industrious area. These parks are fixed up, but there's still little pockets of the Detroit riverfront, especially when you go west. Especially west. That are just flat out still so industrious. Or industrial, whatever you want to say. So I turned down that street, and I'm passing this abandoned looking, it's cranes, it's what's it called, excavators, it's cones, it's like, it just don't look like a street you drive down. And I'm like, they get into that parking lot somehow. And it's probably another way they get into it too. But I'm going to try this. And so the closer I get, like the more the concrete look like it's about to run out. It look like we about to cross into, this ain't really a road. Turn around, turn back. Your car will fall into a ditch type stuff. I feel the Holy Spirit say, just keep going straight. It's piles of dirt. It's like blocks of concrete. It's little containers. And this, I should just take a picture. I wonder if you can see it. Hold on, let me turn it around. Can you see that? Like, that's a part of it right there. And so you may not be able to. It's not really a road. At some point the concrete stops and you dip. And finally I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go. If this either is gonna get me to that parking lot, or I'm gonna hit a dead end. But either way, I'm not gonna turn around before I know. And something about that is new for me, because that's not quite how I live. Even when I make up my mind, I'm curious about something. Even when I make up my mind, I want something. And sometimes, even when the Lord is saying to go do something, I have functioned in these limits to where when it starts to look murky, I'm out. I'm not waiting to find out what's on the other side. I'm not trying to see how far the road go. And I'm not talking about when it's danger. I'm not talking about when stuff is crazy or risky. I'm talking about when I'm curious. I'm talking about when I know it's something to be discovered, when I actually want something, or when God is telling me something. I will still look around and be like, it'll look like I'm supposed to be over here, and dip. So I came down the road past the little dirt piles and I see the parking lot. And it's only a couple cars. But once I get up to this hill, I can see how crowded the other portion is. And it's crowded. But with some prompting from the Lord, I saw it through. I'm not trying to over spiritualize. I'm saying this is how good and specific God is. And here I am at the park. So let me turn it around. This is the little ramp up the hill. The hill dips down there. And then those are the steps right there. And basically all 5.5 miles of the river walk are ahead of me, just past the Ambassador Bridge, heading east. I think it gets to Belle Isle, and I don't think you can see the Belle Isle Bridge. My camera is just not that good. But that's the Belle Isle Bridge to the right. I don't know if you can see it in the water. So, I'm out here, and it's a gorgeous day, and I'm glad I came. Y'all stay blessed.